All right. So, good morning, everyone. So, we are the fifth presenter. So, but before we start or proceed to the discussion, may I have Miss Jenaline Lauron to lead the prayer?
Oh, um, so in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins as we forgive those who sins against us. Not deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
All right. Thank you, Miss Jenaline, for the prayer. And while we're taking or for the energizer, kindly fix your mic. Thank you. So next for energizer, Miss Catherine Onato.
Okay, hi everyone. Good morning. So now at this moment, let us have our energizer. So please me kindly present the slide, Miss Lobidica Alma. Okay, so we will choose three characters, and the three characters will have to answer the different questions that we are prepared. We prepared. So can anyone be a participant or uh, you can be a volunteer or I will call someone. Okay, so I will just call someone random in random. So is this is Miss Ibali around? I think she's not around. So may I call Miss Angela Enoch? Are you around, Miss Angela Enoch? Okay.
Yes,
The second one is Miss Jamaica Dayanan. Are you around, Miss Jamaica Dayanan?
yes,
All right. And the last one is Miss Josa Dorotayo. Miss Josa, are you around? It seems that she's not around, so let us have Miss Kevin Rosal. Hello, Mr. Rosal, are you around? Okay. So, can we next Miss Alma? So, so here's the mechanics. So, since I already choose three characters, so the first one is Miss Angela, you're the green one. The second one, the yellow it is for you, Miss Jamaica, and the third one it is for Mr. Kevin Rizal. So let us begin. Okay, Miss Angela, here's your question. So science instruction should include blank that incorporate scientific knowledge and skills. So what does it mean? In five, I will giving you in 5 seconds. One, two, three.
inquiry based.
Okay, let us check if it is inquiry based. Kindle next, Miss Lobidica. No, it's wrong. But thank you for your participation, Miss Angela. And also, the answer is hands-on activities. So the next question is, Candle next, Miss Lubidica. Get ready, Miss Dayanan. Okay, here's your question. Students should be encouraged to actively blank problems or question and to plan their own investigation. For you, what is this referring to? 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3,
Um,
4.
uh,
Yes? What's your
wait.
answer for this one?
Um, uh, participate,
What? What again?
participate. Like, you have to.
Participate. So let us check. It is participate. So reveal the answer, Miss Lubidica. Explore. So it's just like the same because when we participate, we are exploring to something, right? So you have a point, Miss Dayanan. So the third one is, you're the last one, Miss Kevin Rosal. So get ready. Kindly reveal the question, Miss Lubidica. Okay, here's your question, Mr. Rosal. So, students should be given time to work through problems and make mistakes, which helps them revise their thinking and learning. What does it mean? Mr. Rosal, I'm giving you 5 seconds in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Problem
Time is up.
solving.
What? Okay, Mr. Rosal, what's your answer?
Um, I don't know.
You don't know. It seems that Miss Nelfi Discadan know the answer. So let us have Nelfi Discadan. What is your answer for this one?
Oh my god. It's problem solving.
Problem solving? Yo. Let us check reveal the answer, Miss Lubidica. Is it problem solving? Wow, it's related to problems. Critical thinking is related to problem solving. Since in problem solving, we create it includes the uses of our critical thinking to solve specific problems. Oh, very good. So it seems that everyone is really enthusiastic for today. So thank you for that one. So let us begin now our proper lesson.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. So before starting our lesson, we will check the attendance first. So let me see. Hmm. So I see that I see that there is no absent, so everyone is present. So I will remind you not to speak vernacular, open your cameras, and always ask permission to go to the comfort room. And that's all. Thank you.
It seems like give me thumbs up, everyone. All right, thank you. So, now may I have someone before I proceed to my assigned topic. May I have someone to recall what was the last presenter discussed all about? Can someone volunteer, everyone? Because if not, I will call someone. So it's all right. So may I have Miss De Los Santos?
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, for last reporter, they report instructional planning, designing, instruction designing. I think.
Yes, exactly. You are correct. Thank you, by the way. So the last presenter discussed about the designing and instruction for young children. And now we will be discussing about the things to consider in designing science instruction. So kindly next, Miss Alma. So we have here the objectives. First is identify the different factors to be considered in designing science instructions, characterize the key activity, characteristics that enhance the learning process. Third is discuss the important and appropriate activities for effective preschool science teaching. Determine the impact of the materials being used in presenting lessons and explain the essence of the guiding principles in formulating assessment. So let's have for introduction, Miss Alma can you next. All right. So in introduction, in science, teachers prepare lesson plans, secure necessary equipment, make instructional materials, and think of variety activities. However, not all children in preschool perform well in this subject. So despite of all the teachers' hard work or effort, we all know that the children, especially in preschool, can perform well, and some children are not, right? So, what for you guys? What was the reason, or what do you think the reason why some children can perform well, especially in preschool? Can someone raise their hand? Okay, so I will just call someone. May I have Miss Ana Villasor? What do you think the
I'm sorry.
reason? What my
Um,
question is uh what is the reason why some children are not performing well in science?
um, in my own idea, there are children that are late bloomers in which they are not able to, um, their development is slow, and there are children that is lack of guide and experience from their environment, and also they are not able to explore different things while they're developing.
All right, you have a point, Miss Villasor. And aside from that, uh, some children might get easily bored, right? Like from the word science, it's like they easily distracted, and some children may not like the subject, or it's not their track or genre. No, sorry. So like like they didn't feel the engagement or uh, feel the enthusiastic about this subject. So therefore, the teachers should have the strategies or the methods and create the change of create an instructional materials that will change the learners boredom into engagement. So I have here the hence designing effective and engaging here engaging science instruction will help teachers on what can and what must be done. So as I've said earlier, that the teacher should have create instructional materials that will engage the learners. So additionally, studies suggest that creating high quality research based science instruction enhance learn uh, can enhance learning. Learning is this um learning enabling teachers to implement effective strategies that bridge the gap between research and practical application. So, in science education, the studies or the recent studies show why some learners have trouble learning, especially in science, like they have trouble learning scientific skills or as what I've said earlier. So, this is studies indicate that developing a high quality science lesson is also it is based on our research. It it can help or it can improve the children's learning, and also those approaches that being used may help the teachers to become an effective teacher by using effective methods or strategies that connects the research findings with a real world or a real life classroom practices. So kindly next, Miss Alma. So now, here's is the these are the important contents should be identified, or it is what we call the contributing factors. So we have here clarifying learning goals, selecting and sequencing activities appropriate to the chosen strategies, creating instructional materials, and formulating assessment. So let's have first the clarifying learning goals. Miss Alma, all right. So for you guys, do you have any idea about uh, the word clarifying learning goals? You can raise your virtual hand. All right. So let's have Miss Micah.
All right. So when we say clarifying learning goals, this refers to defining or defining the specific or clear objectives for what learners are expected to achieve by the end of an instructional activity or period.
All right, you have a point. So another one, like last one, Miss Madonna Diada.
Okay, so as what Miss Gillig said, like specific learning goals, like as a teacher, you should you should like ask yourself like what do I want to my students to know, to understand or able to learn at the end of the lesson. I think that's all.
All right, thank you. Thank you to the both of you. So kindly next, Miss Alma. So you have a point. So clarifying learning goals. It serves as Miss Alma. Kindly next.
Excuse me, everyone. I'm reminding you again not to speak vernacular and open your cameras always, or and always ask permission if you will go to the comfort room or anywhere. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Miss Alma, for reminding. So let's go back. Clarifying learning goals. So in clarifying learning goals, it serves as the roadmap that guide the teacher to uh, to help the learners, or it guide the teachers in obtaining the goal or the learning objectives, and help the learners to get the desired knowledge that what the desired knowledge and what was the learner's need, uh, the desired the desired knowledge, their needs, their skills and also their behavior. So this is what they call the this is also what they call the foundation, or the basis to implement the science activities, knowing that these strategies or approaches that can be used in the lesson or for learning, and also the materials and assessments to be made. So it aims to develop the the learners or the children's domain of learning. So uh, can someone recall what are those domains of learning? Anyone? If you recall, what are the domains of learning? Just one volunteer. I will just call someone. All right. So may I have? Okay, let's have Angela Enoch. Miss Angela.
Um, 5 domain.
Like the domains of learning.
Okay. For me is um cognitive domain, affective domain, psychomotor domain.
Yes, you're exactly correct. So these are the domains of learning that can help, or it develops the learners, the cognitive, their affective, and psychomotor domain of learners. So it is expected that the majority of the learners should be able to attain the learning objectives that what the teacher created, and be able to display the expected assigned skills. So in also in preschool curriculum, it dictates that the lessons to be taken together with the expected performances and competencies that a preschool learners should learn in science. So, kindly next, Miss Alma. All right. So, by the way, these key components in clarifying learning goals are not in the book. So, as uh, what you, uh, I mean, like it's not in the book, these five components, but I still include it here because I know that these are very important, especially when creating or setting a learning goals. So let's have first the specificity. All right. So the specificity is, it clearly states what the students need to learn and do, like the specific, they using an exact terms. So from the word is specific, so it's very understandable, right? And next is measurability. So measurability is, it creates ways to assess if the students have met the learning goals. So it ensuring ensuring you can evaluate their understanding or comprehension, like the measurability of their learning. And the third is alignment. Of course, you make sure that the goals match the educational standards and also the real life context to keep learning relevant and meaningful. You can't teach or you can't create a learning objectives without, like, it didn't match the educational standards. So the fourth one is cognitive demand. So the cognitive demand is it defines as uh, includes goals that challenge the learners to think critically and creatively. So not just recall information, but think critically and creatively. And the last one is accessibility. So in accessibility, it designed goals that support all the students, considering different learning styles and backgrounds. So you can't uh, so everyone so every learners can succeed or achieve, and also your learning objectives or the teachers learning objectives are can be effective. So overall, in clarifying the learning goals, is it is very important because uh, it is positively impact to the learners' motivation and also their ability to organize and focus their efforts in, especially in when creating or discovering in science, which leads them to increase academic performance. So the next contributing factors, can we next Miss Alma? All right. So is everyone are still alive? Give me a thumbs up, please. All right, thank you. So the next one is selecting and sequencing learning activities appropriate to the chosen strategies. So can we next, Miss Alma? So it select an appropriate activities in the teaching learning process, and also it plays a vital role in acquisition of knowledge and science skills. So in selecting and sequencing learning activities appropriate to the chosen strategy. So it highlights there the importance or the significance of a science teacher choosing the suitable activities or the right activities for the learners and also for their lessons. So by selecting and right activities, the teachers can better uh, can give the engagement or can give an engagement to the learners and help them to achieve their learning goals within a set time frame. So the well-chosen science activities are very crucial, or it plays a vital role because they spark the students' curiosity, their imagination, and encourage a creativity and help them build their scientific skills by exploring theories, the discoveries and ideas about their surroundings. And here is it also emphasizes that the teacher should thoughtfully plan a classroom activities, especially when it comes to cooperative learning, cooperative learning, hands-on learning, as these are very effective in helping the learners to achieve high learning standards, especially in preschool. So when choosing a preschool science activities, the teacher should not only consider and educational theories and principles, but also the teacher should also select an activities that are specifically recommended for enhancing young children's learning experiences and what the learners need in that subject. So I have here the suggested kinds of activities should be taken into account. So kindly next, Miss Alma. So here first is nurtures the sorry, I will not just explain it one by one because there are 16 suggested kinds of activities that should be taken into account. So I will not just explain it one by one since it's very understandable, and also we already have the knowledge about what are those important things that need to be included in our in teaching methods or strategies. So can we have here the nurtures the learner, the child's natural sense of adventure and curiosity, foster the use of sense organs, observes individual differences, help the child develop his own understanding of the natural world. Kindly next, Miss Alma. So there are 16, and I know that you are knowledgeable enough of these. So kindly thumbs up uh, if you understand these suggested kinds because it's very understandable. So here's the development develops the importance to children. So the rest it's very understandable. So now um now I will pass the virtual floor to Miss Alma Lobidica to discuss the next contributing factors. Thank you everyone, and please keep listening. Thank you.
Okay, am I audible, everyone? Is my voice clear and loud? Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. So, can you see the PPT? Okay. So, good day, everyone. Right. So, good day, everyone. We'll be going to learn something new today that is unfamiliar to you, and I'm going to share this lesson to all of you for our Lord. I'm sorry. So, so we are going to delve into this topic, which is the instructional design recommendation. So, before we start, my way of participation is that I have a lollipop that has a class number, your class number. So I will just pick one lollipop that has a class number, and that class number will read, I will either read or answer the given questions. Do you understand, everyone? So if you are ready, so give me a heart emoji so that I will proceed. Okay. Okay, so I see. Okay, thank you everyone. So, okay, instructional design recommendation. So now we will delve into this topic. So, instructional design recommendation. So, for bullet 1, I will pick a lollipop here in order for you to read. So, let me see. So, is class number 3 here? Class number 3, are you here? Am I audible? Class number 3. Class number 3, are you here or not? So I will pick another.
Excuse
Not,
me, I'm sorry, I'm having a. So what's your question again?
okay, Miss Dado. Excuse me. So can you read the first bullet?
So the first bullet is in teachers must consider the sequence of activities.
Okay, thank you. So I have here a question, so get ready, guys, because I'll pick another lollipop here. So, wait. Mm, is class number 12 here or not?
Present.
Class number 12. 12?
Oh, yeah, present.
Okay, can you answer this question? Why do teachers consider the sequence of activities? Why do teachers consider the sequence of the activities?
In order to instruct a design, a teacher must consider the sequence of activities for the students to be able to not um wait to not be wait to not be confused of the sequence of the activity. So for the the teacher should be able to organize the sequence in order for the students to be able to move forward and to learn to know comprehensively what the activity is all about.
Okay, Miss Iyas, thank you. You have a point. So, wait. So teachers must consider the sequence of activities. So proper sequencing of activities will help formulate the concepts of the lesson effectively. So as teachers or future educators consider the sequence of activities to create a structured learning journey that effectively supports our students' development. So proper sequence of activities will help enable the children to predict what will happen next, and this will help them to feel secure and prepare for the given activity. So next bullet is children have mastery of the prerequisite skills. So prerequisite skills are the foundational abilities or knowledge that students need to have before they can successfully learn new concepts or skills. So, mastery of prerequisite skills provides a solid foundation to upon which the concepts or can be built. Without this foundation, students may struggle to understand like more advanced material or like for example, if we say prerequisite skills, so for example, in writing, so before writing an essay or um, other writing writing assessments or quiz, so students should have skills in sentence like they know how to um, build the structure of the sentence, the grammar, and the organization. So the third one or the third bullet is designing, planning, and preparation of activities. So is the most crucial part. So in creating instructional design, planning and designing and preparation is the most crucial part because it is where the learning process happens. So thoughtful designs like we will ensure a coherent structure for the lessons. We will help students to understand how concepts or how we build or like how we build the concept into one another, like the acquisition of knowledge and develop of the skills depends of what kind the activities the teacher will ask the students to do in order to foster their scientific skills. They are like which they are very essence of the teaching learning process. So the next wait, so I have here the recommendation based on the work of Rochelle Gelman and other psychologists. So these are do not force and do not lecture the children about science. Teaching science can be done using hands-on experience. And third, start on what your children already know. So if we say do not force and do not lecture the children about science, so can somebody read the definition? Um, so, um, Okay, we will pick here. Okay, can I have Miss Villasor?
Do,
For a
do not
while, may I know what is your class number?
40.
Okay, thank you. Proceed.
So do not force and do not lecture the children about science. So preschoolers are not yet capable of handling tasks that require them to sit and focus.
Okay, thank you, Miss Villasor. So, the teacher or as teacher may prepare activities that requires children's participation and involvement. So, they will learn more if they do the activity personally and through the lecture. So, the second bullet is teaching science can be done using hands-on experience. So, teachers may choose any activities that require minimal explanation and hands-on experience. So, for this one, children will find it enjoyable and at the same time interesting because through this kind of activities or activity that you will give, it will help your children to become more excited to look forward to your next science activities. Okay. For a while. So can you give example of science hands-on activities? Like science hands-on activities. Let me see. Okay, I will pick the lollipop class number. Okay. Can I have 1515? Class number 15.
Alma, am I audible?
Okay, so Miss Gillig, can you
Um,
give examples for science hands-on activities?
Example for that is like planting experiment. Am I
Okay,
good?
thank you. Yes, you're right. Okay, so let's proceed. So the third bullet is start on what your children already know. So children having difficulties with something that is unfamiliar to them. So it is wiser to prefer topics that are already familiar to them or to the children. Though children are very young, so preschoolers have like nonetheless begun establishing concepts like in different domains. Like it is easier for them or the children the things that they are familiar with and they are already know. I'm sorry guys. Okay, so select preschool activities that are conceptually connected to each other. So children learn when given opportunities to think about the same concept. Know your child's special interest. Children have special interests and different areas that are universally learnable. So children learn when given opportunities to think about the same concept. I wait. Mm, I know. Okay, so it is somehow tempting to jump from the topic to topic. So I'm sorry, guys. So therefore, in order to make science lessons or like science lessons more meaningful, so it is good to choose one or two concepts in order for the child or young children to grasp and connect them. So know your child's interest. So when we say something that is universally learnable, so it refers to the knowledge, skills, or concept that are accessible, applicable to all people or young children regardless of their background, culture, and individual circumstances. So if we say that teachers must be sensitive and pay attention to know more about the child's interest and consider them in creating the instructional design. So example here is that wait like children already knows the cars, plants, and rocks. So these are universally learnable because they tend to see this every day and everywhere. So wait, the last one is consider a subject matter that is age appropriate. So teachers must be aware or us must be aware of adopting activities from the lesson. So preschool activities should be basic and explorative in order to encourage children to participate. So for example, like in teaching say in teaching secondary colors, so children should be encouraged to mix the colors, like to for them in order for them to see how secondary colors are made. So they need to witness in order to make the learning effective. So these are the last three bullets. Expose children to wide vocabularies, make science tools available for their everyday activities, and provide opportunities for children to learn scientific method through preschool science activities. So can I have um, participants to read the first bullet? Can anyone raise their hand and give their idea about expose children to wide vocabularies? Do you have any idea? Or I will just pick the lollipop, guys. I will just pick okay. Wait. Can I have class number 16? 16, 1, 6, 16. Okay, so I guess class number 16 is not here. So can I have Miss Pagatpat instead? What is your idea about expose children to wide vocabularies?
Hello. So my idea about that is expanding a child's vocabulary gives them the language to describe their observations, their feelings, and also their ideas. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Miss Pagatpas. So, what? Wait, wait, Okay, everyone. So, one vocabulary or may lead to another vocabulary. So, choose science activities that will help or give children the opportunities to expose a wide range of vocabulary so that they can file them up to their cabinets of words inside their brain. Because exposing children or young children to a wide vocabulary is one of the most important things you can do to support their overall language development, their comprehension and communication skills. So make science tools available for their everyday activities. So do you have any ideas about this? Like the available science activities? Or the tools, I mean the tools, science tools. Do you have any idea about this one? Anyone? Ay, I'm sorry. Like science tools like ruler, magnifying glasses, and balance scales. Why science tools available for their everyday activities? Okay. Can I have Miss? So I will just pick the lollipop class number. Class number. Let me see. Class number 22. 22.
Yeah, that's me. What's your question again, Miss Alma?
Okay, so for you, Miss Hamadran, like why do we use or like why make science tools available for their everyday activities?
Well, I think it is available because when doing a science activity, we are going to use these materials to measure or to use this to get the activities done.
Okay, thank you, Miss Hamandran. So when children become familiar with the use of science tools, so they allow us the materials to be available for them to use throughout the day. So not only during science activities, because making science tools available for everyday activities is an essential strategy to spark the students' curiosity, encourage exploration, and reinforce scientific thinking in children. So the last one is provide opportunities for children to learn scientific methods through preschool science activities. So, okay, so scientific method is an essential in developing hypotheses. So, testing, predictions, and analyzing the results are necessary steps in explaining how the world works. So, science activities allow kids to explore without even conscious about the scientific method. So, providing opportunities for preschool children to learn about scientific methods. So, through age appropriate activities. So, this way, children nurture their curiosity, critical thinking, and problem solving at the very young age. So, like the scientific method is all about asking questions, making observations, forming hypotheses, and experimenting, and also drawing conclusions. And that's all, everyone. So, I will pass the virtual floor to Miss Nonat. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that one, Miss Lubedica. So I will be the next reporter. So, but before that, let's check your attentiveness for today. Okay, so when I say ice cream yummy, you will say ice cream good with action. Okay, everyone, do you know that song? Give me thumbs up if you know that song. All right, so um, when I say ice cream yummy, you say ice cream good. Okay, everyone, kindly stand up. Okay, so in one, two, three, ice cream yummy.
Ice cream.
Ice cream yummy. Ice cream
Ice
good.
cream good.
Okay, thank you for that one, everyone. So,
Dito
kindly
luyo
next
ila
the
George.
slide, Miss Alma.
Luyo ila George. Luyo pa. Ang palit.
Okay, so as you can see, I have presented here four objects.
Dito
So
tag
all you have to
26.
do is you have to identify what object is it. Okay, I will call for participants. So this will be wait, is Miss Ibali around? It seems she's not around. So let us have the first one is Miss Trisha Intal. The second one is Miss Villasor Anna. The third one is kindly raise your hand button if you're present. Okay. The next one is Miss Ninia May Ondona. And the last one is Miss Jessa Dadul. Okay, is everyone ready? Give me thumbs up if you're ready. Okay, so there seems that they're ready. So the first one, okay, Miss Trisha Intal. This from the picture above, what does it refers? The first
I think
picture.
this graphs, or what's this? Books?
Yes, correct. It's a
I
book.
think it's
Yes,
about
you're correct.
education or knowledge.
Okay. Yes, thank you for that one, Miss Trisha. How about the second picture, Miss Villasor Anna?
It's a graph.
Pie graph. Okay, you're correct. How about the third picture, Miss Nina May Onduna?
It's a bar graph.
It's bar graph. Yes, definitely correct. How about the last picture, Miss Jeza Dadul?
I don't think the right answer, but my answer is findings. I explore.
Is it explore?
Finding.
Okay, since Miss Leslie Pagatpat knows the answer, so what is Leslie Pagatpat?
It's a magnifying glass.
Yes, it's a magnifying glass. Thank you for that one, Leslie. You got it right. So this object, excuse me. So this four object is relation to instructional material. So kindly next the slide, Miss Lubidica. Okay, so the things to consider in designing science instruction is the creating instructional materials. I believe that we all know this one because since first year we're already tackling this content already. So and we also into practice, and since we are already having done our demo right demonstrations last 4 SEMs. Okay, so kind of next the slide, Miss Lubidica. So creating instructional materials. So it states here that it serves as an essential tools to make teaching and learning effective. Do you agree or not? Agree. So, and also it made to facilitate learners' understanding about the concept. So it simply means that instructional materials is it elevates the learning, engagement, and the participation of the students because in for example, we are dealing with young kids. We are teacher, early childhood educators, right? So we are dealing with young learners. So each material should be based on hands-on experience, and also based on the framework um, that we are talking about, which is the DAP. It should be age appropriate, and also it should be um, it should be aligned with the curriculum. And kindly next the slide, Miss Alma. Okay, so as I present earlier, no, so earlier, these are the examples of instructional materials: textbooks, charts, graphics, real objects. Kindly next, Miss Librica. But before that, I have something to share with you. So, do you believe that a good instructional materials is a teacher? Do you agree or not? Give me thumbs up if you agree. The best instructional materials is the teacher. Okay, everyone seems agree. So I say that because according to my research, the best instructional materials is the teacher. It's because um, they are the ones who will give the content to disseminate or to dominate the learning process of the students, because they are the one who study, who plan and design what's the specific materials or the creative materials that enhance the learning and makes the engagement effective, and also it it provides opportunity for children to grow and develop. So the next one is the formulating assessments. But before that, I will give you some examples in relation to creating instructional materials. So in early science, we could have um, hands-on science kits, like for example, growing crystals, making a volcano, or plant growing tree or a bird tree, and also as I present earlier, the using of magnifying glasses and microscope. Um, this will encourage close observation. Sorry, this will encourage close observation in nature, such as leaves, insects, rocks, and also it introduces children to the tools or scientists that use to explore the world. So the next topic is the formulating assessment. So kindly next, Miss Lobedica. So it states here, assessment is a components of learning that involves also the designing tools and methods to evaluate knowledge, skills, or performance in specific areas. So um, does anyone here can give me an example of an assessment? Anyone? Anybody from the class? Okay, I think no one is raising their hand. No one is raising their hand. So may I call Miss Christina Laron. So what are the examples of an assessment? Miss Christina Laron, are you around? Miss Christina
Hello.
Laron.
Hello.
Okay, let's call another person. Okay, let
Hello.
us have, yes, Miss Christina.
The the example are the formative assessment, summative assessment, and diagnostic assessment. Am I right?
Right, so formulative assessment. So kindly next the slide, Miss Lobidica. So these are, as you can see, these are the examples of formulating assessment, such as quizzes, examination, test sheets. So this three is very important in instructional or in less teaching young children. It's because it is it tests how they learn the subject, how they gain knowledge, and also how they instill to their minds the the learnings that the teacher is being taught, right? Okay, kindly next, Miss Lubidica. So in early science, no, formulating assessment, it involves creating engaging age appropriate methods to evaluate young learners understanding of basic scientific concept and skills. So as you can see, I've listed here 7 formulating assessment that would help children engage in early science activities. So the first one is the observation and inquiry. This talks about the um, assessing their ability to identify, for example, the plants, the animals, and other natural features, by the use of their observation and basic inquiry. So the next one is the hands-on experiments. So hands-on experiment, basically, it refers to something that is being done personally or physically. So um, it helps the students to describe what they observe, and also it assesses their ability to articulate the process and results through, for example, through drawings or simple sentences. So in relation to science, the children could conduct a basic experiment that is appropriate to their age. And the third one is the conceptual understanding. So conceptual understanding, this refers to the assessing the reasoning for how they categorize items. So um, provided various materials such as I said earlier, like rocks, the leaves, the shells, not the shells, because we believe that children learn from the comfort of their home through the use of the technology. So uh, we believe that these materials, these rocks, leaves, shells, also they see it in everyday lives. So like for example, in going to a nature trip or going to a park, so they see it everywhere because we believe that science is, what is science again in children? Science is everywhere. Okay, so the next one is collaborative learning. So I believe that you have us already a knowledge about this collaborate I'm sorry, the next one is creative expression. I forgot, sorry everyone. So the next one is the creative expression. In simple terms, it talks about how we appreciate art. So how we appreciate arts, and also in science it talks about creativity and understanding of the theme being depicted and the lesson. So, for example, in a science art projects, so you have to let the students collage or drawing a scientific theme. Like, for example, let's see, for example, the water cycle. Okay, the next one is the collaborative learning. So, what does it mean? It simply means refers to teamwork, the accuracy of information presented, and also the creativity in poster designs. So in collaborative learning, it builds the social skills of the learners. The next one is the interactive assessment. So this talk about the ability to recall and express key concept. What are these examples? You have to let the students draw or write the thing or what they learn from the topic. Or you have to interactive assessment. You have as a teacher, you have to ensure that your students or your learners really understand the topic or the topic, and also you have to ensure that um, they will gain knowledge from the given content, not only in assessing them, but also you have to ensure that they would apply it in reality. So the last one is the engagement with the environment. So we believe that children is a great observant, right? Children is a great observant. So in engagement with the environment, as they exposed to environment, they also uh be able to describe the things they see. For example, weather observation. So weather observation, like you have to you have to track their knowledge about weather. For example, you will, before your class started you before your class starts, you have to ask them, what is the weather for today? Is it sunny? Is it rainy? Is it windy? Or like that. So um, in this form in this assessment, you're able to have the students help maintain um, a classroom engagement, and also let everyone participate. And also, uh, this assessment are designed be to be I'm sorry. So this assessment are designed to make your class, or to make the learning environment more attractive, engaging, and foster a love for science, while evaluating students' understanding in a supportive and inclusive environment. Can you next the slide, Miss Lubidica? So the next one is the different kinds of instructional materials. So as we have learned in our second year, so instructional materials can be classified into two types, which is the non-traditional and the traditional material. So anybody here can state what is traditional material. So let us have Miss Ethel Bellinosa. Miss Ethel Bellinosa, are you around, Miss Bellinosa? Think it's she's not around. So let us have Miss Ebale Jazel. Are you around, Miss Ebale Jazel? Miss Ebale Jazel? Think she's absent. So let us have Miss Dayanan Jamaica. Are you still around, Miss Dayanan?
Yes.
Can you give me some examples of non-traditional materials? Non-traditional materials.
Non-instructional materials, like digital, like that. Is that correct?
Non-traditional materials. Okay, let us have another one. Okay, Miss Ara Iyas.
Non-traditional
Go ahead, Miss
instructional
Ara.
material.
Yes, Miss
I
Iyas.
guess it's PowerPoint presentation or the projector one using projector?
Okay, thank you for that one, Miss Ayas. Okay, so and how about the traditional materials? So let us have the idea of Miss Portia Martinez. Are you around, Miss Portia Martinez? Hama? Is Miss Hama around or not? I think she's not around. Okay, I see here Miss Harina Leonalyn. So what does it mean when we say traditional materials, Miss Harina?
When we say traditional materials, it talks about the textbooks, like visual, instructional materials, pictures and diagrams using handout flashcards like that.
Okay, you got it right, Miss Harina. Thank you for that one. So kindly next the slide, Miss Lubidica.
Excuse me for a while, Miss Nonato. I'm reminding everyone to please open your camera if you have a stable connection, and also um, ask permission if you will go to the bathroom or anywhere. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Alma. Okay, kindly next the slide, please. Okay, thank you. So as you can see, I've listed here four different kinds of exertional materials. So you got it right earlier. So we have here traditional resources, graphic organizers, teacher-made materials, technology-enhanced materials. So I believe that you have a basic understanding for this one. So I do, uh, I will not dig deeper to each of the content. So I just have, I will give you some important key points. Okay, traditional resources. This simply talks about the journals, the textbooks, or also the catalogs that you are going to use in teaching your young learners. So graphic organizers, you have to incorporate the use of the diagrams, the charts, the tables, or the graphs to that is necessary for young learners to expose the simple organizers since we are dealing with young learners. And this kind of instructional materials sorry, is used in order for them to develop organizational skills. So the next one is teacher made excuse me. The next one is the teacher made materials. Excuse me. This is constructed by a teacher, of course. So it it is developed to it is developed to in it is developed to excuse me. Okay, see, sorry for that one. Okay, teacher made materials. So it is developed to cater all the needs of the students in order for them to acquire knowledge successfully. And also the last one is the technology enhanced materials. So as we believe that we are living in the IT era now, so we are exposed, so children are exposed nowadays with gadgets, with different devices that will conceptualize their understandings. So as we believe that technology is plays crucial role in our education today, since it gives or it provides information that very important in enhancing education and also um, in developing transforming education. And also technology, you have to as a teacher you have to incorporate using technology because as I said that children are exposed to technology. So and also in technology you can present on some instructional videos that is helpful in their formative years of learning. So can the next the slide please, Miss Lubidica. I think that's end for my report. So I will give the virtual floor to Miss Laron Jenaline, since she is the last reporter for our group. Thank you for everyone for listening, and I hope you gain knowledge from me. God bless.
Hello, everyone. Okay, so um, this topic is um, guiding principles of preschool child science assessment. So now I will discuss that. So the guiding principles of preschool science assessment is emphasize developmentally appropriate, holistic, and play-based approaches that uh, prioritize child-centered learning. So they advocate for formative assessment, cultural responsives, family collaborations, and multiple indicators to capture children's to understanding and engagement science through injury processes, fostering a support environment for their exploration and growth. So, next slide, please, Miss Alma. So, the guiding principles of preschool science assessments. So, the first bullet is multiple forms and sources of evidence. Do you have idea about that? Anyone? May I call Melfi Disukatan? Melfi, are you there? How about Hamandron?
Yes, Miss. So multiple forms and sources of evidence. I think this is the
Hamandron?
like I mean multiple forms and sources of evidence. So in my idea, I think it's like a forms of assessment that you're going to conduct to your students, I guess.
Okay, thank you. Um, so multiple form of source of evidence. So learning in early childhood is rapid, epidos, episodic, or marked by enormous variability. Even the most carefully designed assessment instrument cannot be by itself capture the complexity of a child's understanding. So instead, the evaluation of learning should be based on multiple form of evidence from many sources. So in active science programs, children mix um, children make choice, voice opinions, and perform various investigations. So, in such settings, children might be demonstrate their interest, understandings, and emerging skills through their conversation. So, their question, their action, and the work they um, produce, such as constructions, drawings, or writing. So it is this short evidence that teachers can rely upon when evaluating whether an activity is meaningful and whether children are learning. So the children's ongoing behaviors and their work are the stuff of teachers. So every observations, records, and evaluations, it is case in the case of science educations, Richard the instructional instructional environments. So the broader the broader potential range of the evidence for assessment learning. So Berdigoff and Rose Grant 1995. So the next bullet is evidence collected over time. So the evidence collected over time refers to the systematic gathering of data that demonstrate a child learning and development as the engage with the subject or um, activity. So this approach recognized that understanding evolve gradually through repeat experience and um, reflections. So, like for example, and the unit of ecosystems, and the teacher might be document a child observation and question about the about classroom garden over several weeks. The child might be keep a journal, nothing change, um, in a plant growth. So, instead activity and weather consideration. So reflections and inquiries provide insight into the child's true process and understanding, allowing the educators to assess progress and adapt instructions to meet individual needs. So the next bullet, mm, evidence highlighting what the individuals know. So the evidence collected in early childhood assessment should be go beyond the deficit model of highlight. So, what children knows, the know teacher needs to understand that children's uh, misconceptions about the natural phenomena. So there so our phenomena are not necessarily unproductive. They may reflect keen observation and efforts to make sense of the world. So the teacher, um, for the teacher, these assessments require an, an attitudes to listening, of asking question in an opening way. So and attending to an anticipate anticipate answers. So this stand toward to assessment to uh, exemplified when teachers collect information about children interests and figures to experience as a step of planning instructions. So, for example, as introductions to a unit of on paper, a group of kindergarten teachers may be experience charts from the things that children said were made out of paper, not made out of the paper, or not sure. So the charts was in revisit over time course of the unit. So the next one is evidence of the collective knowledge of groups of learning. So do you have idea? Anyone? Um, how about IAS? IAS, what is evidence of the collective knowledge of group of learnings? Yes, Ara, are you here? How about EGOT? EGOT, Miss EGOT, do you have
What is
idea?
the question?
What is evidence of the collective knowledge of group of learners?
I think it is um the collecting how they learn and understand um what they they collaboration, then how they get the knowledge in a group like that.
Okay, thank you, Miss Egot. So, um, the evidence of the collective knowledge of groups of learning uh, refers to the insight and understanding that emerge from collaborative learning experience among peers. So this approach emphasizes the importance of social interaction and learning process. So where students build knowledge together through discussion. So share observation and group activities. So um, for instance, in a classroom exploring environmental science. So students might be work in groups to investigate local ecosystems such each groups will be research different aspects such as plant life, animals habitats, and environmental impact. They could create a joint presentation. So incorporating each group's findings, the um, collective knowledge will be uh, evidence through their collaboration project, showcasing their understanding of interconnected logical concept. So additionally, the teacher might be collect data through group dimensions, peer feedback, and reflection, illustrating how learners collectively construct knowledge. So this evidence not only highlights individual contribu- uh, contributions, but also the enrich understanding the arrest from collaboration, fostering critical thinking and teamwork skills among the student. So the next bullets are the last bullet is documentation as an approach to assessment. So do you have idea about that? How about Leslie? Leslie, do you have idea about the documentation as an approach to assessments? Uh, Andrea, how about Suguran? Miss Suguran?
Uh,
Okay, Andrea?
Hello, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, yes. Yes, Miss?
Okay, for me is documentation as an approach to assessment is evaluating a person or a group's understanding skills by examining the documentation.
Okay.
They, I think that's all.
Oh, sige, sige. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, thank you, Miss Andrea. So, so documentation as approach of assessment. So documentation in assessments refers to systematic collection and organizations of children's work and experience, enabling the educators to evaluate their development and
learning effectively. So unlike essential record keeping, uh, documentation focuses on meaningful observation capturing children's through through the through those um, creativity and instructions over time. So, for instance, the teacher might be comply a portfolio of the child's drawings. So, writing reflections and photograph of hands-on activities. So, this portfolio showcase the child's progress. So, progress, interest, and skills, providing holistic view of their learning journey. So, by reviewing this documentation, educators can tailor their teaching strategies to support its child's growth more effectively. So, please, next slide, please. Miss Lubidika. So, thank you. So, I have a question. So I have a question. So, why is it important as teacher to consider science instruction or the things to consider science instruction? So, how may I call um Melfi di Sukatan? How about Kevin Rosal? Mr. Kevin,
Yes, Miss Janolyn.
do you
Yes.
wait. I can see the presentation.
So,
PowerPoint. Wait.
what's the question all about, Miss Janolyn? Yes.
I can see. Wait.
Excuse me for a while, Miss Junalyn. It seems that we're running out of time, so I just have to conclude our discussion for today. So, can the next slide?
Hello guys.
Thank you for your
Hello.
hello, Miss Junalyn.
Okay. So
I think
Mr. Kevin. So, um, why is it important for us teacher to consider the science instructions or the things to consider science instructions?
So for